Hi, welcome to this edition of The Muscle File. Today we'll be concentrating on competitive bodybuilding. This is the sport which solely concentrates on body shaping. That's shaping the body through exercising and nutrition. Today's guest is Mark Baker, the president of Bodybuilding Ontario. Hi Mark, great to have you here.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for having us.
That's great. Could you tell me a bit about yourself and your background and how you got involved in Bodybuilding Ontario?
I think I got involved in bodybuilding like a lot of others. I think that there comes a time in any person's life when you take a hard look at your physique and you decide that something has to be done. And you choose a sport that suits you. And for me, bodybuilding is something that from the very beginning was fun. It was something I could do on my own. And if I remember correctly, I was just starting law school at the time I started going to the gym and lifting weights, and it was a great release of pressure. It enabled me to structure my physical exercise at times that were convenient. And that's one of the beauties of a solo sport like bodybuilding.
That's great. So bodybuilding for you was just basically a hobby, and it helped you to manage stress effectively, or?
As I say, I think everybody has to come to terms with the fact that you're going to have to look after your physique and your body and your health. And it depends on which way you want to carry out that goal. And it could be through badminton or through baseball or even walking in the park. But for me, I needed something a little bit more intense and something that challenged me. It was more suitable for my particular lifestyle because team sports involve getting a lot of people together and being in a certain place at a certain time. Bodybuilding allows you to train your physique and deal with your health at any time of the day or night, and many gyms are open 24 hours a day so that you have that kind of flexibility.
That's great. Could you tell us a bit about Bodybuilding Ontario as an organization?
Bodybuilding Ontario, I think, started in the mid-'80s. We had a predecessor organization which I think started with organized bodybuilding in the mid-'70s, and we polished it up a little bit in the mid-'80s and changed the image and changed the name and got a lot more people involved, and now we're an organization of over 800 members throughout Ontario.
Can you also tell me how can someone become involved with Bodybuilding Ontario if they wanted to?
We look for members, Patrick, of all ages and of both sexes. Our membership is made up from people generally age 16 and over, and we have members that are over 60 years of age. We even have competitive members that are over 60 years of age. It's a sport in which you get only better as you get older. Some people call it the old people sport because, in fact, you can't really develop the kind of mass and density that you have without a lot of years of training. And so people generally start in their teens, and they find that as they get older, it becomes easier. Although many people decide that bodybuilding is exciting in their 30s and 40s and start then, and it's never too late. In terms of getting involved, we have an office in Burlington and one in Toronto. Our membership office is in Burlington, and that covers the whole province. And I think they were going to flash the address of this office on the screen so that viewers can jot down that address for future reference. But sending a letter to that address and expressing interest in Bodybuilding Ontario, and you'll get our membership package. We're very excited about the fact that our membership has remained strong and continues to grow, and that more and more of our members are deciding to compete and get involved in the competitive aspect of bodybuilding.
That's great. So could you tell us a bit about the competitive nature of bodybuilding and what it takes to become a bodybuilder? If I wanted to become a bodybuilder today, how would I become a bodybuilder?
Well, I think most of us start by joining a good gym where bodybuilders are welcome. And I should say at the outset that not all fitness facilities are suitable for somebody who wants to become involved in bodybuilding. You want to pick your gym very carefully. You want to pick a gym that is very close to where you live or to where you work, so it's easy for you to get there 3, 4, or 5 times a week, depending on your level. Once you've located a gym that's suitable and attractive for you, look around in the gym for other bodybuilders, somebody who clearly is advanced in bodybuilding, and it's easy to spot them because they're big and they show very well. And once you've found a gym where there's a fair number of bodybuilders already present, then it becomes a matter of watching them carefully, asking their advice, becoming friendly with them, and bodybuilders as a whole are very, very anxious to involve others and to be helpful and to share the experience that they've had. Unlike other sports, it's not a sport where there's a formal training program. Like karate, for instance, there are not levels or belts, or there's not degrees of any kind. As I indicated at the beginning of the interview, it's an individual sport where you really advance at your own speed. And my suggestion for people who want to get involved is find that gym where bodybuilding becomes a priority. Avoid the gyms which are strictly fitness-oriented, because you're not going to get the kind of exposure to fellow bodybuilders that you might otherwise have. Toronto is a great area for potential bodybuilders because there must be 15 or 20 gyms within the metropolitan area which really cater to bodybuilders, and the owners of those gyms and the members go out of their way, as I say, to involve you and set you on your way.
If I wanted to become a bodybuilder today, how would I become a bodybuilder?
Well, at the beginning, you may find that you're only going to the gym 3 times a week. This is a general conditioning period when we try and strengthen your joints and get you used to the feeling of weight and get you used to the idea of coming to the gym on a regular basis. Like anything else, it's not so much what you do in a particular outing at the gym, it's whether you can get to the gym on a continual basis, on a regular basis, and you can keep it up. It's like water against a rock. If you're there 3 times a week, within 6 weeks you're going to notice a big difference.
Could you give me a bit of an idea? What is Bodybuilding Ontario's, what is their goal?
I think our main objective is to provide a structure and a system which accommodates the desires of bodybuilders to compete on a level playing field with people of similar age, similar weight, and similar capabilities. We understand that our members range in experience from a few weeks to 10 to 20 years, and we're very anxious that we involve even the most experienced and the least experienced bodybuilders. We have novice categories for people who've never competed before. We have junior categories for teenagers. And we have masters categories for women over the age of 35 and men over the age of 40. So by creating a system of rules and by creating competitions which are fair and which are held in good surroundings and which are well promoted so that you have a strong audience from the public, we think we've created a fun sport in this province where parents and families and friends can come and watch their champions competing at their own level, and it's something that's really open, as I say, to people who just started out as well as the experienced people like yourself.
Now, what happens to someone that goes beyond Ontario level?
Well,
the next step?
We structure it, we have what is called the tier system, and the tier system is designed as a sort of a ladder.